Imagine a world where a virus once thought nearly vanquished is now rearing its head in full force. And it's happening right under our noses.
I knew 2023 was going to be a strange year, but resurrecting old diseases, talk about an unwanted blast from the past.
Exactly, Arya. It's troubling news coming from Texas and New Mexico with over 100 people infected, and tragically, the first recorded death in West Texas.
Yeah, I read about that. It's like we've been transported back in time. I mean, weren't measles eradicated in the US about 20 years ago?
Well, technically, they were declared eliminated, but you know how these things go. Lower vaccination rates, international travel. It only takes a small disruption for things to spiral.
I bet Dr. Siegel is sounding the alarm like a 90s movie character right about now. Measles returns. This time it's personal.
And rightfully so, it's a public health crisis. The fact that we are seeing outbreaks affecting over 100 people in 9 counties across Texas is concerning.
Right, and not to mention those cases creeping into New Mexico. It's almost like a bad sequel slash part two. The measles returns part two, the southwestern spread.
Yeah, and the big question is why? Vaccination rates are dropping off in some communities, and if these aren't bolstered, we risk wider outbreaks.
You know my stance, Echo. Call me a realist, but when did preventing diseases become controversial? It's like people forgot the whole dying part.
True, and yet it's a debate fueled by misinformation. The idea that vaccines might somehow be harmful when all research supports their safety and efficacy.
And speaking of research, did they really have to keep bringing up that we should get 2 doses of the vaccine? That's like telling people to breathe oxygen.
Regrettably, it needs to be repeated. Complacency is a dangerous thing, like riding a bike. You stop pedaling, and down you go.
If only people saw it that way. Medicine isn't exactly like choosing between kale or kale smoothies at the store, is it?
That's the real takeaway here. And for many, vaccination is a choice, while public health demands it be seen as a responsibility.
Ah, and there we go again, Echo, with your calls to civic